right, thank you. Welcome everyone to another edition of What's Happening Now with CNI Solutions. And as always, remember to like, share, and comment on this Facebook Live. Hey, we got a few things going on coming up here soon in the holiday season, Brucers. We got the Community Love event where we're doing a fundraiser, or we're trying to raise funding so we could feed the less fortunate this holiday season.
Yes, sir.
That event started on 1 October and it will run through 19 December. So if you have not had a chance to donate, support, by all means, please go to our Facebook page or to our website and you can see the advertisement there, and you should be able to donate on either one of them. I know we've been sending out links. Some of our team members have been sending out links to the campaign so that you can go ahead and support and donate however you seem fit. If it be $5, $10, or even $250, which some people have been doing it. But whatever it is, we will appreciate that, and we appreciate all donations that we do get. So tonight's guest is going to be Miss Ashley Longhorn, and we're going to see a little bit from her beginnings.
My LLC, a women's clothing boutique locally. I'm Ashley Longhorn, owner and operator of Kuhrizmuh LLC, a women's clothing boutique locally here in Huntsville, Alabama. We carry sizes small to 3X. I've been in business since 2015. However, I felt that I could learn more, become more knowledgeable, and learn new systems and processes to improve and scale my business. I was introduced to the CNI program, and I was awarded a scholarship. Since participating, I have been able to scale my business up. I have tremendous support from the team, as well as valuable information that will help me move up and onward with Kuhrizmuh into the profitable business I wish to have.
All right. Ashley, welcome. It's been a long time since that. Welcome. So, Ashley, for the people who don't know who you are and what it is that you do, explain that to them.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Longhorn. Again, I own Kuhrizmuh. It's even from that video, just watching that, it was exciting to see the distance and how far I've come even from that, right? So in that, I was big on saying LLC. Now I've expanded it to the Kuhrizmuh Fashion Company because we're not just a boutique anymore. Okay. So we're expanding. We have expanded to exceed even what I thought was the plan then. So now we're a fashion company. We are a clothier. So we have our boutique services. We have styling services, closet organization. We've expanded to Amazon. And we have some other deals on the table. So we are just looking forward. I'm looking forward to, what's next. And I want to see that video again in this video so I compare it to the next one.
All right. So what does it mean now that you have become Kuhrizmuh's fashion company? What has changed with you?
I wanted to not limit myself. I took myself out of the box. I'm not just a boutique owner. I'm a fashion company.
All right.
It's not just one storefront. It's not just the plan is to expand way beyond Huntsville, nationally, internationally. And so I wanted to expand even the name to where it can accompany all the subsidiaries we create as a part of Kuhrizmuh.
Right.
So that was my thought process with that. Take myself out the box.
Outstanding.
Okay, so what drives you? What drives you to do what you do? What motivates you?
I'm motivated personally by my faith. I'm motivated by wanting to not only break generational curses in my family, but release generational blessings, because that's the thing too. Right. And so I want all that is entitled to my family name. And I feel like Kuhrizmuh is my seed to release that, so that my children, my children's children, they all have something that they can expand upon.
Okay. So the name Kuhrizmuh, I know once before you explained, and some viewers out there may not know the spelling of it. Can you break down the spelling and what does Kuhrizmuh mean?
Yes. So Kuhrizmuh It's spelled Kuhrizmuh. That is the pronunciation spelling. If you go to the dictionary, when you look at it, it's got the pronunciation spelling behind it.
Mm-hmm.
When I first thought of it, it was no deep meaning behind it. It was like, I love writing, I love reading.
Mm-hmm.
I always wrote poetry, and anytime I would use a specific word, maybe the poem had a certain title, I always defined the word.
Right.
So it was just a natural habit. And then when I started working on that, I was really writing for the trash. That's what my husband calls it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to spell it, because I had to add a little seasoning. So I'm like, I'm going to spell it the way it's pronounced instead of the traditional spelling.
I like that because that sets you apart. That's that creative side. Yeah. So you say you still do a lot of writing.
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, don't throw it away. Because oftentimes the blessing comes that you may not be able to see that seed grow.
Right.
So there's definitely something out there for that writing as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So where can we find, like, for instance, you said you wrote a book, right?
Yeah, I did write a book.
Yeah. So where can you find that book at?
It's on Amazon. However, I sell it through my own website, but I'm in the middle of rebranding the book and I'm expanding it to re-release it soon.
Okay.
So I prefer to hold off on it until because even that book, it was just like me watching that video. I've expanded so much that I needed to update that conversation.
Right. I'm enjoying, like, Charles, watching you grow.
I appreciate that.
I'm really enjoying it. I know there's some difficulties that have come along with it, but
Absolutely.
To hear the life that has been breathed into you and you're breathing into others, and I know you have some partnerships that are going on, right?
Yes.
So how did those partnerships come about, and how do you feel about partnerships?
Partnership is huge. It is major. It is. Without partnership, you won't scale. Okay. As bright as I am, I'm not the brightest light bulb, right? I need someone to plug into sometimes. And so I've partnered with CNI Solutions. Hey, y'all, it's family. Okay, so we've partnered, right? I did the 12-week program. You guys really meant a lot to my business, to be honest with you. Like, it helped me think outside of the box and not, shrink myself. I've also partnered with different organizations in Huntsville.
Right.
I've joined Alabama Fashion Alliance. They have a professional members group.
Right.
I've worked with Royal Umbrella on fashion shows. And I also partner with Miller Talent Media.
Okay.
So that's Regina Miller,
right.
We met in CNI Solutions. And we partnered together several times. So I like to contract work with her. And she helps me with that creative side.
Okay, so I know some of the viewers might not have seen it or might not be aware of it, but you actually made a commercial. And if we can get the producer to go ahead and cue that commercial, we would love to see it.
That's her. Kuhrizmuh Fashions hosts Fetch Friday. What? Who would want that? Who wouldn't want that?
All right. Move along. You'll scare your neighbors.
Coach Carr bought Haley the Lena dress and one for Brittany too.
Shop Kuhrizmuh Fashions.
Kuhrizmuh Fashions, Fetch Friday. Wonderful commercial. When I first viewed it, I loved it. Yeah. And I told Bruce, I said, man, look how far Ashley has grown. Look at this commercial. So I see you had a lot of people involved in doing that commercial. What did that take to get something that defined together?
I have quite a network of beautiful talent in Huntsville that have poured into my business and my brand continually. So I connected with those models and actresses. My husband is an actor, so I just pulled him into it. And I mean, they were just as excited as me
Right.
to pull it off. And it was like, I guess, we're in an age where, social media is so, TikTok, I'm TikTok crazy. And so TikTok being like, you reenacting things all the time.
Right.
And I was like, oh, let's do Mean Girls, right? Because that's just my favorite movie. Yeah. And I just wanted to expand on it. So it created an opportunity to showcase my fashion as well as local talent.
Right.
And in a way that was fun, but had purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
That was awesome commercial. I have to commend you and your team who actually helped make that commercial. I believe, I think Miller Company was part of that team.
Yes, she was the director.
Right.
Yes.
So that was really awesome. So when we talk about fashion and I know for all those young ladies out there who are into clothing and like clothing, talk to our viewers, what do you offer when it comes to fashion?
Oh, defining what I offer has been quite a journey. But what I have narrowed it down to is like, I'm drawn to doing collections. I like to have a story to what it is that I'm selling. So all of my looks are, my main collections are like in living color because I love bright colors, right? So I want garments that are vibrant, they're colorful, trendy prints, but also fit well, are comfortable. You can wear them from day to night. That's the goal with most of the pieces that I select.
Right.
And, I just broke it up into collections because that's how my mind works. and I pick based on color story of what I want to produce for that collection.
Right. Outstanding. Hey, audience, folks, those of you all who have not had a chance to visit her website and who are into trendy clothes and into trendy fashions, especially you young ladies, please visit Kuhrizmuh. It's now called Kuhrizmuh Fashion Company.
Yes.
Please visit Kuhrizmuh Fashion Company. We'll see if we can get our producer to put that website inside the chat. And if you mind, if you could just tell everybody, what is the website?
Yes, go shop right now. I'm not talking. Well, wait. Okay, wait till we end, and then go shop right after at www.kuhrizmuhfashions.com. So it's KUHRIZMUH fashions.com.
Right.
Yeah, I tell you what, some of the things I like to get in because we are an entrepreneurship center as well. When we went through the course, some of the things that we talked about was like distribution of your product. And I know there are small business owners who are out there. Maybe you have some advice, but what advice would you give when it came down when you have this great idea and these bright colors, and now all of a sudden you need someone to get that product from?
Okay.
How difficult was the distribution process?
So I'm actually still in that process. It's not a process that has been completed. I tried different things. I like to pivot on the way that I put out the product. Maybe I'll try a drop shipping option for one, or maybe I'll outsource a different manufacturer. Things like that. To trial and error is really in this business is trial and error, because it looks one way in a photo, but once you get it in your hand, you may not like the quality of the garment. And with my level of integrity, I won't sell it. If I don't like it, if I won't wear it, I won't sell it. So when it comes to the distribution side, it's trial and error. It's also planning. And it's having conversations with different manufacturers, building a relationship with vendors, going to trade shows so you can see it before you even ship it to yourself. Things like that will help with making sure that the product you sell is something you stand behind and want to sell.
Okay.
I like that.
So you like that?
Yeah.
We got a question from one of the viewers already that says, what are your future plans for scaling your business?
Wouldn't you like to know? Totally kidding. So that is a part of those expanding the brand to outside sales channels.
Okay.
So when I launched, I never had a business plan written out. And the way I learn is I'm hard headed. So I have to learn, by failing at something, or it may feel like a failure and it's not really, but sometimes I learn the hard way. So instead of trying to do it the way that I did it before that didn't work, it worked, but it had an end date. Like it wasn't the win that I was going for. So I've expanded my brand to other sales channels.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Amazon. I'm very proud of my Amazon partnership. I feel like this is like breaking through a wall. When you go to Amazon, you're going to see my brand with our faces, people who look like me, on Amazon as a brand, right? So I'm really excited about that partnership. That's the way I've been able to, create a channel where I can expand my brand beyond my reach.
At one time, I know you had, I think what's called the King Collection.
Yes.
Are you still doing the King Collection, or are you going to get back into the King Collection? Where's that at?
I really plan to turn Kuhrizmuh into a department store in my mind, okay? Because I want everything. I want family wear, men's wear, home decor, because I'm also into home decor.
Right.
So I do at some point want to expand, and men will be next because I have a lot of inquiries actually about men's wear. It's just I don't want to take that risk at this moment. I don't feel like
so we have another question. It's a deep one. There's two questions. It says, I'll do the first one first. What are your thoughts on the recent proliferation of fast fashion flooding the marketplace? And then the other question is, what is your response to claims that fast fashion is bad for the environment?
That's a great question. And my response is the fast fashion is one of the barriers for brands like myself, because I am highly interested in a high quality product, but I also don't want it to be a fast fashion brand either, because I can't confirm for facts what the background of fast fashion is as far as the work environments and things like that. So I won't speak on it, but for a brand like myself, it is a difficult process to try to figure out how can I keep my expenses low, but my quality high, as well as compete with these brands, because as the negativity around the environment those brands work under does not deter their customers from shopping with them. And so it's I have to work, 200 times harder than a fast fashion brand. And they'll get the garment and they'll have a bad experience, and they still go back. So because of the prices. And so that's actually a barrier that I'm trying to figure out a strategy around. How can I still provide what I need to, but also open that door for those of us who don't have access to a fast fashion factory type. And I also don't want to, I was big on not like getting garments and just slapping my label on them and calling it mine, because I'm a true designer. So I respect the design process and knowing that this particular garment came from my idea and not something that was popular.
Right. Man.
Well, I'm going to say nothing.
I hope that answered your question.
So let me ask you this. So prior to CNI Solutions, you were already a business entrepreneur. You was already entrepreneur. What would you say is probably one of your greatest takeaways from coming through the CNI Solutions course of entrepreneurships?
Planning is required. Strategy is required. Understanding where you are financially, where you want to go financially, what your business says to your audience, who your audience is. All of those things were stapled in that program, because again, I didn't start with a plan. I didn't have a business plan. It was just a passion of mine. And I was like, oh, I'm good at this with these big brands. I'm going to do it for myself.
Right.
It wasn't where I was like, oh, this quick come up. It was more like, well, I'm good at this. I could put outfits together, so let me sell them. So when I came to CNI Solutions, you guys provided me a strategy. Like I was able to understand the importance of actually having a plan and what I wanted to do next and what that would look like and if it would be productive at all.
Right.
So I'm big on CNI solutions. Like, I can't wait till my brand is able to sponsor a class because it's very important what you guys do, and I really appreciate it.
So, and we appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Now, you've had some great, and I've seen a lot of traffic through social media, great success stories. You've been on a couple of covers of magazines. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I've done some magazines, not a cover yet. But Forbes, if you would like a cover girl, please contact me. So my first publication actually was accidental. I joined a marketplace with Seagrams. They had a black marketplace in 2020. It was a holiday marketplace. I received an email from an editor, and she basically just asked, hey, can you write a 2 to 3 sentence review of your experience with the holiday marketplace? So I'm like, oh, okay. It said it was with Forbes.com, but I was thinking, okay, I thought it might be spam, but I was excited, you know. Right. So I said, okay. I responded with what I felt was my experience, and she chose my line. Like, it was in Forbes.com. Wow. And I was like, I'm in Forbes. It was when my writing skill came into play. That background of poetry, like, I can say something real pretty. And it was pretty enough to make it to Forbes.com. Oh, so that was my first publication. And then after that, I was featured in Voyage ATL. I was featured in a local realtor. She has a magazine. I've been featured in that. And a couple others. Oh, Voyage ATL was like 2 or 3 times now.
Wow.
So yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you talked about the big brands and the big department stores, and even with a negative image they might hold, people still keep going back. I had the pleasure of working on the background of a lot of your customers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna share, I'm gonna share this with you. Believe it or not, a lot of your customers were positive feedback about your customer service. They loved your customer service. They loved your pricing, and they loved your garments.
Okay.
You know, if there was only one negative, if you want to call it a negative, and they said, I wish she had a bigger storefront.
Oh, wow.
That was the only negative comment that, if you want to call that a negative, they just wish that you had a bigger storefront. So kudos to you. Yay. And what you're doing.
Thank you,
and taking care of your customers the way you do, because that's one of the things that we always taught, and we always said, like, hey, your customers, you got to think about them. It ain't about what you want, it's what your customers want. And clearly you are showing that you're thinking about your customers and what they want and what they need. When it comes to fashion, when it comes to pricing, when it comes to delivery, you're providing all that for them. So that is outstanding.
Thank you.
So closet organization, I've been wanting to get to that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this closet organization, and what's the market possibilities with that? What's going on with that?
Our closet organization service is a way to get into our client's home, and I call it a stress reliever. Okay, this is a form of self-care, because there's nothing like walking into a space where you can breathe easy and select your clothing, effortlessly. Right. And that's what our closet organization does. So we come in, and as far down, I'm very particular. My background in visual merchandising is really what trained me up to be able to do these closet organizations. And it was a way for me to be hands-on with my clients. So I come in your space, I have a conversation with you. What are your goals? And then I organize the clothing for you. I'm talking about colorizing, steaming, hanging it in particular ways so that it's very organized. So that when you walk in there, especially and I had this in thought because many of my clients I work with are they're speakers, or they have businesses of their own. Right. So it's enough pressure to have an event coming up that I want to alleviate some of that on your back end. You just go in the closet. We already got you set up. So you go in there like, okay, I got to wear blue for this event. Blue is all together. So it's just picking which garment you feel most comfortable in for that event. So that was the background thought on the closet organization, as well as and that service is all inclusive also. So we're talking your kid's closet, you're a single man, your closet can be organized in a way that when you go in again, it just makes it more effortless to do everyday dressing.
I'm going to come back to his closet because we got a question out here. And I want to get to this question. It says, who would you say is your target market and what demographic are you aiming for? Describe the ideal customer you have in mind.
Okay. I'm going to start backwards on that because my ideal customer is, it kind of varies per the divisions, right? Because I have the boutique and I have styling services. I have closet organization. So closet organization and styling services, that demographic is entrepreneurs, speakers, people who have events that I can take a calendar and say, hey, we're going to plan out the next 3 months of events that you have coming up so that I can have your garments ready for you in advance. We have time to fit, to make sure it fits well. We have time for getting the garment, returning the garment if it's not what we want, and getting the new garment. So that portion, the services side, the ideal client for me is those who have events scheduled out. My boutique is for women, sizes small to 3X. The age bracket, I would say I've updated since launching to 25 to 65. And that is because the garments that I choose, I try to do a lot of subtle sexy. That's what I call it, subtle sexy. So we may show, if it's short, it's not going to be low at the same time. That's the type of garments that I'm attracted to. So I pick items that my mother wears, and I also pick garments that I would wear, but I also pick garments that my little cousins wear. And I'm able to pick them where they're interchangeable. So that's my target market with the boutique side.
So going back to closet organization, if you will. So I really did not think or even know this was a thing.
It is.
I could not believe it when I heard it for the first time. I'm like, you really got somebody to come organize your closet?
Absolutely, self-care.
So I know there's probably a viewer out there who's probably saying, will you travel? Will you travel to come organize somebody's closet?
Yes, my first client was in Birmingham. Shout out to Dr. I won't say her name, but she was my first client in Birmingham. And how I do it is we do a consultation before I leave. So we'll do all the consultations virtual just to make sure we're a good fit. You're comfortable with all of the processes in that. And then, we'll schedule a date and make it happen. And I give you a time frame, depending on the size of the closet, how many closets you may want me to do more than one. And I'm fine with that. We have a certain special going on. You buy 2 closets, get 1 free. And then I can, linen closet. All of those, it's not limited to clothing. So
can we expect to see a high fashion commercial the same way on closet organizing, like how you did with Kuhrizmuh Fashions, the show in the clothing line? Would that be something in the future that we can expect to see?
I would say so. Yeah, I've never considered it actually because my services, I've been focused on the boutique front. The goal is to have Kuhrizmuh's boutique provide what we need to expand those services. For the team, for the vehicles, that's the goal with that. And then of course, yes, y'all will see. It won't even be Mean Girls, but we might do Mrs. Doubtfire. Who knows? So we'll do something around that to expand on that.
Hey, viewers, I'm telling you all out there, Miss Ashley is bringing things new to me that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
So if you know someone who needs their closet organized and they need her support, call her up so she can get that closet organized.
Yes.
Like this, and if she comes, take a picture. I want to see, because I need to know if I need to take her up on those services. If I need to get my jackets organized, blue, green, yellow, red, pink, purple, flowered, and so forth. Brewster.
I don't know. I'm thinking about the mark. So, what's been the most effective way of marketing each of these streams, these parts, these divisions?
Yes.
Social media has been a big marketing tool for me right now. But outside of that, it is getting into those publications like the Realty Magazine, where it's going to the neighborhood. So. Also, we're going to do pamphlets and brochures that we can send out via mail, because I kind of want to do it old school and do like the catalog, because I do a lot of creative photo shoots. Okay. So the young ladies, the models that were in the commercial, I tried to create opportunities for them to continue to, push forward for their portfolios and their, career goals. Right. So I try to create opportunities where we can work together again creatively and get really, really high quality product out of it, photos, videos, things like that, to use for marketing. Right. I've also expanded to ads via Facebook, via Amazon, which I just got into on the Amazon side, but I've already seen a high return on that. Just, working with those managers and things like that, because I get a coach because I'm a part of their Black Business Accelerator program.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Like that.
Okay. Producer, looks like, is there another question out there? No? All right, thought there was. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, marketing is so important. You said you do have a coach with Amazon, right? So what do you have to offer for the viewers? Just drop one nugget. What do you
one nugget?
One nugget. What is it that we are not doing, the small business owner is not doing, that you found that Amazon has they kind of cornered that?
Well,
just keep thinking about that.
I would say it's their platform. So if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, what I'm receiving is that the difference in my marketing efforts alone, just with my brand versus collaborating with the Amazon ads, is that they already have this huge platform, and there's an algorithm to everything, on social media, on the internet in general. And so again, I am competing against big box brands. I'm competing against fast fashion brands who have the funding to be at the top of the search bar. Right. So how do I overcome that? How do I put myself even in the view? Is by collaborating with a big box brand. Hearing the review, they wish I had the bigger storefront. I appreciate that. But in my mind, I want to see Kuhrizmuh selected to be in big box stores that already exist, where we've expanded our brand and company to where, and the reason I understand this too is my history in retail. So when we are processing clothing in some of these companies, you see the tags. I want Kuhrizmuh tags in Target. I want Kuhrizmuh tags in Belk. And so that ambition is what centers around how can I increase the visibility on the budget I have.
Yes.
And so being a part of that program opened me up to, winning a grant for them, which was my first grant win. Y'all, I was so excited. I'm still excited, Hakeem. But that was my first grant win, right? I have to figure out the way, small business owners, we have to figure out the way to get access to funding and using other people's money to scale.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you brought it up about the grant. How does a company that's not a nonprofit, that's a for-profit, get a grant And anytime I see grant, I say that's money I don't have to pay back.
Exactly.
Right,
Right.
Yes.
So how did that happen? I mean, where did you
Huh?
find this opportunity for grants?
It was with the Amazon Black Business Accelerator program.
Can we spell all of that? Alabama Black Business Accelerator Program. Beyond and beyond.
You can just search Amazon BBA.
Alabama BBA. Amazon BBA. Hey,
And
did y'all hear that?
yep,
Amazon BBA.
Amazon BBA. And you do a short application. They'll do a discovery call with you. And you get a lot of perks once you're in that program.
Right.
So you get ad credits. Let me tell y'all real quick.
You don't know?
I had $2,400 in ad credits that I didn't even know was there until it was like 2 weeks till they expired.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
Because I wasn't aware that, when you do an ad with them, you earn credit through your ads. So I just didn't know. So know that part, okay? Because I don't want y'all to learn the hard way like me. So they give you ad credits. You get 1 year paid, like they pay for your Amazon seller fee, which is $39.99 a month. So they pay the first 12 months of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a great program. And you get a coach who kind of helps you through the process of uploading products, things, or, it's product based. So products to their website, and also assist you in knowing the do's and don'ts.
Okay. How often do you get to communicate with a coach?
As often as you need to. My last meeting was yesterday. We speak every 2 weeks.
Okay.
But there was a time where it went quiet. But that was on my end. So
Okay.
But once we got back to it, we check in. And now that I'm trademarked, I forgot about that too, y'all. Let me tell y'all, I've been working. Okay, but I'm trademarked. So once I got that trademark, that's what opened up that branding. Now I can put our faces on there.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
So
I
I'm
love
looking
it.
forward
I love
to
it.
that.
I love it.
Yes.
Wow.
So y'all check out the website because you're gonna want to look for those graphics on Amazon.
Wow.
Link coming soon.
Hey, again, y'all viewers out there, please share this broadcast and get it to those who are looking to start doing retailing like Miss Ashley is doing, who needs to understand a little bit about how they can acquire those grants if they are a for-profit company. And just all those little bit of nuggets that she's been able to drop here, because you yourself might not be an entrepreneur or be going into business, but you may have that nephew, that daughter, or someone like that who is going to be an entrepreneur, and this could be information that they can use. So please do share this broadcast and comment and like as much as you can, so that others can get a chance to see this as well.
Mm-hmm. So I one of the initial question, I don't know if we still have it there. The initial question spoke about the fast brand,
yes,
right?
fast fashion.
And fast fashion, right? And so when I saw that, I said, well, I'm personally not in tune to fast fashion.
Okay.
But I thought about it. I started thinking about a literal sense, right? But I understand also fast fashion. It sure sounds like business.
Yes, so it is the manufacturing process. The fast fashion, they have warehouse, like they do everything in house. So what they're able to do, and unfortunately, a lot of designers get nicked for their designs by fast fashion because they're able to replicate your pieces in house at low cost, so low cost that they can sell it at really low cost. So that's the fast part of the fashion with those brands, is that they manufacture, and some of that manufacturing is in unethical ways. And so that's where the negativity surrounds fast fashion. But again, I don't know it for fact on those things, but it's what I've known for certain brands.
So do you find, without a consumer, a potential buyer, speaking along the lines of fast fashion, do you find that that's a concern of your the people who purchase your products?
No.
Yeah, I'm going along these lines because that question it kind of lingers for me. Is that something that I would love to poll it? And see what the viewer thinks. because there was a time when this place called Walmart, right? The small business owner, they were really upset because they were moving into communities, right? And they were the small businesses were going out of business because they couldn't compete, right? With the prices, purchasing more, buying for less, and things of that nature, right? So when I'm thinking about fast fashion, I'm thinking about that, right? And then I started thinking about the consumer. The consumer, you, the consumer, myself, the consumer, can make change, can help that process. Buy from Kuhrizmuh.
Yes.
Kuhrizmuh Fashion, because that she is considered a small business right now. And if you want to make a difference when it comes to that fast fashion, shop her site and other small businesses. It makes a big difference. And share those sites that exist, those small businesses out there that exist, that they are putting money back into the community. As well, you have the Walmarts and the other big guys, but it's not on a scale. It's not the love that comes from a small business like Kuhrizmuh, right? It is not that one that touches the community like a Kuhrizmuh does. Kuhrizmuh is definitely your neighbor, right? So that's kind of what I was driving home to with that, because it's important. We can't let that particular part of this interview pass, because it will help you with the marketing of your product. Viewers, hey, get the message out there. Ask people to watch. Matter of fact, just pass the notes along to them. Don't let those things be the killer of small businesses, those who are working hard and really I've seen Kuhrizmuh Fashion Company at a lot of events, and and this young lady, she's pulling a wagon and she's carrying things. Sometimes things fall off in order to get those products to the consumer. That's right. And it's out of passion, it's out of desire, it's for change. So there's just so much that goes with it. And Charles, that was my last.
That was your last. So I do have one last thing before we proceed to close. You come up on my LinkedIn page a lot. Kuhrizmuh Fashion does. And what I have noticed, you always have different models in their design and or showcasing your garments. Do you have a team of models? Because I've seen them from small to medium to big. Do you have a complete team of models who work with you?
Not officially, but yes, at the same time. Again, those connections, I try to create other opportunities. So you work with me that one time, and I'm really a stickler in my presentation. And so I don't allow, just anyone to model for me. I gotta feel like you have a passion for what it is you want to do. And the reason for that is just like you said, I'll drag this wagon and take 5 trips to the car to get everything I need to inside this building to showcase my brand. If I find models who are very passionate about modeling, they have a goal where they want to go further than where they are, they use that passion when they step in front of that camera. And that's what I look for. And I also try to use whatever resources I have to help them. Because I'm not in a position where I can pay for your talent right now. So I have to give back. I want it to be a reciprocation instead of me just using you. So the reason that you see a lot of the same faces is because we've built that relationship. I can call them or put up a post and say, hey, I need a model for an hour and a half, and someone shows up for me. And I'm so grateful to every model who shows up for me because my brand does carry small through 3X. So I need those different body types to help me showcase the brand. And they love the clothing, which, and they love me too. Because I'm fun.
So Ashley, when you start your mail line, if you need a model that's slightly rounded, just let me know.
Listen, I know where to knock. I'm coming to get you. Yes.
All right. Ashley, thank you very much for coming in here tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you here. We enjoy everything that you are doing.
Absolutely.
I love seeing the commercials, the presentations that you're putting forth. So keep doing the great things that you are doing.
Thank you. I will.
Rooster?
Hey, Hey, I echo that because it's, people don't realize what I'm like the static call, like the facilitator. I stand up in front of the people who are in the class, and I'm always looking, and not just looking on what comes from that person. It's kind of like what you say about the model. Do they have the passion and the desire to be in business?
Yeah.
Because as Crystal Shell says, what's going to keep you up at night?
Right.
When you have those moments where something's going to keep you up, how are you in the morning? One thing that you said, I think I got a note here. You said, feels like, you said there's sometimes it's a feeling of failure, but it's not failure.
Yes.
You use it for growth.
Yes.
So if it's something that's keeping you up at night, yes, you might think about it, but you automatically go into, you have to find a solution.
Yes.
It's just not about the problem. It's about the solution as well. So I've seen that in Ashley in your the brand that you are growing.
Yes.
Right.
Exponentially. So keep moving on.
Outstanding, outstanding. Definitely. Viewers, keep in mind that as we stated in the beginning of this broadcast, we are running our community love campaign where we are raising funds so that we can feed the less fortunate this holiday season. CNI Solutions is. If you want to support or donate to that cause, please just either go to our website or you will be able to see it on our Facebook page as well. And we're sending out the community love links as well through personal messages, WhatsApp, whatever it is that we're just getting that information out there. But it is on our website. You can go to that page and you can read all about it if you want to help and support. All right. So please remember that we'll be running that all the way through the 19th of December so that we're able to feed as many people as we can this holiday season. All right. Also coming up on the 20th of October, we'll be starting another entrepreneur course class. For those who are interested and want to get into this class and become somebody stunning like Miss Ashley Lawhorn here, please go ahead and sign up on our website so that we can get you inducted into the course and get you squared away so we can start it going. Okay. And as always, folks, just remember your yesterday is not your today and your today is not your tomorrow. Good night.